suing Ms. Gervais for the amount of $30,000. Am I reading this correctly?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, you mind telling us what's going on with this?
Well, I am suing for pain and suffering and for medical bills that I have incurred due to having Ms. Gervais take my hair out.
What do you mean take your hair out? Because it looks like you got...
This is a wig, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I am completely bald under this wig.
Okay.
I booked a consultation with Ms. Gervais to have, I wanted to discuss having options on straightening my hair. So I am a natural girl. And what that means is I wear an afro. My hair, totally natural, no chemicals whatsoever.
Okay.
So I wanted to change my look. Being a woman, I wanted to change my look. So I booked this consultation. I paid $150 and I spent 30 minutes with her. She was well aware that I did not want any chemicals in my hair because I just wanted to switch it up for a little while. She then recommends a keratin treatment.
What's keratin? What is that?
It was new to me as well. I didn't know I had never heard of it, but she said it was an option to where she would put products in my hair that would straighten it out for a few weeks, maybe a month, and then my hair would eventually go back to its natural state.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, when she started putting the products in my hair, when I went back, first I had the consultation, then I made an appointment. A few days later, went back for the appointment. It was very hot. It was burning. And I let her know, I asked, is it supposed to be hot? Am I supposed to feel this pain? And she said, well, it's normal. You're going from a natural state to a more straightened look. So it's totally normal. And I said, okay, she's the professional. So it got to the point that it was so unbearable that I started to cry and she had to take me to the shampoo bowl and rinse out the products.
Okay. What happened when the product was rinsed?
It was burning. I literally left with my hair wet and pulled back in a bun because the chemicals had started to burn my scalp so badly that I did not even want her to shampoo my hair. But she had to shampoo just to get the products out. Later on that night, I ended up in the emergency room because I had open sores on my scalp. So
what you're saying is that the product that Ms. Gervais put into your hair, it caused a medical burns? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, exactly. I had open sores throughout my head. I had to take an oral antibiotic for potential infections that could have set up, as well as get a prescription filled for cream to apply to the sores. About a week later, my hair started to fall out. The sores started to scab up.
I'm sorry, ma'am. How long ago did you receive this treatment?
A month ago.
A month ago?
I tried to call her to talk to her about it. The first conversation lasted almost 20 minutes. Every time I tried to reach her after that, she sent me to voicemail. She would never take my call. So I tried to talk to her about what I was experiencing. Okay. I don't know if it was an allergic reaction. I don't know, but I assumed that the consultation would have been her opportunity to do a patch test or something.
Well, it does sound like something did not go according to plan.
Definitely.
Ms. Gervais, ma'am, what happened with this particular client of yours?
She's not entirely forthcoming. We did have a consultation and we discussed she wanted to have her hair basically straightened and smoothed out. I recommended keratin. She said she didn't want to use chemicals. And I told her, I am a beautician, not a magician. You have to use chemicals to straighten hair or curl it. Full stop. If you want it to last for more than a month.
That is not what you said.
Okay.
So
hold on, ma'am. Hold on.
She was familiar with keratin. It's a very, very popular treatment, especially we use it down here in humid environments. So I went over the entire procedure with her. I showed her and gave her a waiver, right? Which we do with any chemical processing on the hair, right? Gave her a waiver stating all of the possible side effects and contraindications. So if she was on any sort of medication or anything like that, she would notice and say, okay, I can't do this. So she read, I'm assuming she read it because she signed it, therefore it's binding. She signed the waiver. We scheduled the treatment a couple of days later. She came in, we began the treatment, at which time, when we were done applying the keratin treatment, she said her head was tingling, not burning.
That is
tingling,
not true,
which is
Your Honor.
common. It's common.
That is
even with
not
hair.
true.
Okay.
Tingling, right? And I said, well, do you want to stop? We can take it off. And she's like, no, I can take it. I said, okay, fine, right? I kept watching her. It's a long process. It takes almost an entire, 4 or 5 hours, right?
Okay.
To sit with that. And so then as time progressed, then she started saying it was beginning to burn. This was about an hour or two into the processing stage.
Okay.
At which time she confessed to me that she had colored her hair with an over-the-counter box color at home a week prior. On the waiver specifically, it states that over-the-counter box colors are a contraindication to a keratin treatment because it could cause or increase side effects.
Okay.
She did not disclose this to me. I said, do you want me to take it off now that you're feeling a burning? Had I known that she had box color, done a kitchen job to herself prior to coming into my salon, I would have refused to put that on her, knowing that there's going to be a
You should refuse to do treatment anyway. You're not a professional.
I am a professional.
Ladies,
25 years.
Ladies, hold on. Here's my question. I'm not an expert on hair, as you can see.
Neither is she, Your Honor.
Well, someone who does a kitchen job on themselves.
Ladies, please. Here's my question. I got the thing where you said she did a box.
Yeah, like a
dye treatment. How long have you been in business, ma'am?
I've owned my own salon for 15 years. But I've been a hairstylist.
And how long have you been doing hair?
25 years.
Okay, for 25 years.
We should probably check the licenses that she has on her.
Ma'am.
We should check.
Here's the thing. What I don't understand is this. And again, I'm not an expert. But if you've been in the business for 25 years, you couldn't tell that her hair was dyed?
No, I knew it was dyed, but I didn't know she used an over-the-counter.
Okay.
There's a difference between professional grade and what you buy in a drugstore.
Okay, I understand that there's a difference there, but so if someone has their hair dyed, let's say it is professional grade, and their hair is dyed, you're telling me that the treatments that you would apply to the hair wouldn't cause any type of damage?
They would be safer because professional coloring dyes had been used before. According to the keratin standards, there's no contraindications with regards to professional grade coloring system. But there is explicitly stated, which she read and signed, that a box color, right, a drugstore color, does have contraindications, different chemicals, lower grade.
But again, when it comes to hair color, and again, I'm not an expert, but when you look at someone's scalp, correct me if I'm wrong or not, isn't the color of the hair different from the rest of the hair if it's done with a box treatment?
Well, color is color.
It's sort of like when brunettes blonde their hair, you can see
their roots.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. She didn't have much outgrowth at that point because, as she told me, she just box dyed it a week prior, so there wasn't a great deal of outgrowth. However, I could tell that it had like a reddish color to it, so
you can tell that it was boxes.
No, I knew that it had been colored. I didn't know that it had been colored in her kitchen.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
Your Honor, she's pulling stuff out of thin air right now. That is totally not true. When she said I came in with a boxed color, that's a lie. I called her
after I put the treatment on and you started having tingling.
Mr. Gervais, please, hold on. I'm going to get to you in a second. Please continue, ma'am.
Thank you. So when I went in for the consultation was on a Monday. The appointment was that Friday. How did I, a week before, have colored hair? She would have seen that when I went in for the consultation. And I'm speaking. And I specifically said, I do not want any chemicals. And she was the one who told me that no, this is not a chemical. It's just products that will soften the follicles, soften your hair. It will give you the illusion of a more straightened look. And in 3 weeks to a month, your hair will go back to its natural state. That is what Miss Gervais said to me. But I'm assuming
she does have a good point as far as the coloring, because if she came in for a consultation, you would have saw that. And she's saying that, no, my hair wasn't like that.
She said that it was colored, right? We knew that it was colored, obviously, but she didn't want chemicals. What do you think's in that box job?
Well, you know what? I should ask you what's on your wall, because it's clearly not a degree from some cosmetology department.
Well, maybe
you should go back to school because you read.
Ladies,
can you read?
You're not the professional, obviously.
Ladies, please. Oh my goodness.
Judge Porter,
yes,
as
ma'am.
you may know, I don't. No, you cannot. I'm speaking
excuse
now.
me, you're not the judge.
So
apparently, you can't even read because you signed a document.
Black women spend millions of dollars on their hair. Mm-hmm. The only thing I'm guilty of is going to someone who does not resemble me. She pulled out a book trying to lure me in as if she's familiar with African American hair, and clearly she is not.
Okay,
I am
hold that thought. Hold
under
that
this
thought.
wig,
Hold that
Your
thought.
Honor.
Hold that thought, ma'am.
That's a very loaded statement.
Okay, ma'am.
You being a beautician is a loaded statement.
It is an incorrect statement.
Ladies. Boy, I can tell you, can't have you guys in the same room no more.
Not at all. I'm bald.
Ma'am, let me ask you this question. Like I said, I don't know much about hair, but I do know this much, that there is a textural difference when it comes to people of color.
Correct.
Okay. Have you ever worked on a black woman's hair before?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
And
I am familiar with the texture of black hair, Asian hair, Latina hair, Caucasian hair. I've done it all. I've been in business for a long time.
She clearly is not familiar with our texture.
I am not familiar with people who box dye and kitchen job their hair.
Well, I didn't box dye my hair. I came to someone who got their cosmetology license off of Skid Row.
I didn't know your hair.
Ladies, please. Okay, here's the thing. I don't understand something. You said that the box, that the chemicals in the box, I guess it works against the stuff that you're using.
If they're a cheaper, lower grade,
and it would cause a problem, correct?
Right, correct.
Well, my thing is this: if she had to sign a waiver to that, then how would you know that the chemicals from a box would work against yours? If you said, because you said earlier you've never had this problem before.
No.
Now, how would you know about that problem?
Because the company that produces the keratin treatment gives us a waiver stating all the contraindications, because it could be a medication too, like antibiotics. Sometimes hair won't take if you're on antibiotics. Box jobs, kitchen jobs, apparently there's also a conflict, a contraindication with a keratin treatment. Hence, they give us a waiver. Are you on any of this medication? Have you box dyed your hair in the last 6 months?
I came for a consultation, and we had that consultation a few days prior to my visit. You saw the condition of my hair when I came there. Because of you, I am bald, you bitch!
Well, you look chic. Take it back.
Hey! What is wrong with you two?
I don't know.
I am bald because of
she saved her head.
Okay, I see that you're bald, ma'am, but like she said, you're chic.
You did that to yourself.
Okay.
I was chic with my afro.
Oh gosh.
The only responsibility I'm taking is getting this clown to do my hair. I should have known better when she herself are losing her own edges. I should not have hired her to do my hair.
Girl, I'm white. I don't have edges.
Okay.
Clearly you don't.
No.
Okay, ladies.
Shows how much you know about hair.
All right.
Well, I know more than you.
Ladies, I kid you not, I will hold both of you in contempt of court.
She spends a lot of time in her kitchen.
Contempt of court jail. Which do you want? Here's where I don't understand, okay? I understand the part where you're saying that the company that you buy your products to do the thing they're recommending, box, whatever, but I don't understand. If you've been in this business for 25 years and you're doing the consultation, you couldn't see that she had a box job?
I couldn't see that it was boxed.
And then, when you started, you couldn't see and say, you know what, your scalp and your coloring is a little.
She said it was tingling. Then she said it was burning.
No, I'm talking about.
Take it off? She goes,
ma'am, what I am saying is once you started and you looked at her scalp and you said, hey, wait a minute. This doesn't look right to me.
There was no reaction at that time. It wasn't until
I'm not talking about the reaction. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about looking with your own two eyes. If you've been in a business for 25 years, you can look at something and say, you know what? This doesn't look right.
I was going on her word.
I was a cop for 20-something years.
I'm going on her word and what she
You're the
read
professional, and I told you
You're
it was burning.
For your own
I told you it was burning.
I'm going to make this easy.
Take
I'm not
some
going to grant you your $30,000. Okay. I'm not going to grant you that. Okay? I am going to grant you $15,000 because I honestly believe you're leaving something out. I don't believe you're telling me the whole truth. Ma'am. I'm granting her 15 instead of 30. So what do you want? You want to pay her 15 or you want to pay her 30? How do you want to do this?
Whatever you think she deserves, Your Honor.
Oh, it's like that. Okay.
I'll see her in appeals court.
Oh. Okay.
I know what I did was right. She's not taking responsibility for her actions.
Don't worry about it. You're right. Whatever I think is right. I'm going to grant you $35,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court's adjourned.